Hello everyone, I am Jean-Christophe Novelli and I am here with Mycardirect. I was hoping to show you some cooking demonstrations, and as we are coming very close to Christmas, I thought maybe I should show you a few different tips how to make, for example, a very good stuffing. So I've got with me different ingredients, and I would like to emphasize a good stuffing is very important. Me personally, every time I've got a Christmas dinner, I'm zooming on everything on the plate, if I am a guest, of course. And but I go straight into two things, the sauce and the stuffing. So I'm quite particular, and I'm sure everybody are. So what we have here is a selection of different ingredients. I've got here some turkey mince, some onions, some mince, some breadcrumbs, apricots, some sage, just half dry, not too much, some herbs like thyme, and then a selection of spices, touch of smoked paprika, some black pepper, coriander, cumin, and fennel seed, and a little bit of olive oil. So there is different ways of making things, I'm sure. People in general might use pork, mince. I'm quite happy with the turkey. So I will be using the turkey breast, get it minced, or you can buy it from any supermarkets. So we have here our mince, nice and chilled. And what we want to do now is to introduce the chopped onions, or shallots if you want to, into the mix. Then just give a good little mix. So the onions are quite sharp, nice, fresh, vibrant. So you can see clearly this is mixing very well with the mince, with the turkey mince. And then what we do, we introduce the spice. So a little bit of smoked paprika. So even so, I've got the right recipes that you can actually check out on the website of Mycardirect. I've got smoked paprika, the fennel, the cumin, and the coriander, and the black pepper. What I was saying is don't put all the spice at once. Even so, I know exactly that I've got the correct portion. Just always have the tendency to play with the spices and see how is it deliver and mix with the onions and so on. So already this is giving a nice vibe already. So now I'm going to be using a spoon instead. Then that's it, good mix. Ideally, I would like to make sure that the turkey mince is quite chill, very important. I would not want to start mixing everything. You know, it might take me 10 minutes to mix the whole lot together and to make sure I've got the right texture, the right flavor. So I don't want to get to warm up the mince. Now, next, sage. So we got the spice. Again, the drier the sage will be, the more powerful the flavors will be. So we got to be very careful. Then the thyme, equally. Just flick out. The smell is fantastic, by the way. So we're coming to it slowly, nice and easy. Then I want to introduce the minced mint. Again, this is quite very strong, very unique flavor. I can smell the sweetness, of course, and this is going to deliver not too much, but just enough. So every time I add something to my mixture, or every time I incorporate a new element, the recipe is developing gradually to exactly what I want. Then the breadcrumb. So first I'm going to put the apricots. Again, remember, this is sweet. It's going to give an element of texture, colors. I love that too. So the apricots have been chopped. So now you can, for some reason, you can actually acknowledge the spices are starting to mix very well. It's becoming very aromatic, even so this is not even cooked, and I can see this is the stage before cooking it. Now, what I want to do is, obviously there's quite a bit of humidity into my turkey mince, so obviously it's fresh, little bit humid. So what I want to do is to introduce my breadcrumb. So you can have dry breadcrumb, or you can actually have sauté breadcrumb with a bit of oil into a pan to get it a bit crispy and a little bit oily, which is extra flavors. The introduction of oil or fat into something allows to extract flavors. So you can smell the bread, which has been dried, and crumb, which is probably better than using just soft or dry plain breadcrumb. Again, you can't be too much sure, even so you are certain of your own recipes. Always play around. Things change all the time. So it could be a situation where you need less breadcrumbs than normal. Nature is not perfect. The same as us, human beings. You know, we have a different mood, we have a different way of approaching things on a daily basis. So what I'm saying is, always have the tendency to keep a little bit to add or not at the last minute. So I'm going to put a little bit more breadcrumb, which is looking like it's needed. And then, when I am satisfied with the mix, the smell, the look, I'm going to be washing my hand very quickly, and then I'm going to mix it with my hands. So what I want something which is a bit of an impact into the turkey leg, or anything else you like. It doesn't have to be turkey. In fact, I'm going to be using some chicken because we're not close enough to Christmas. We're not far, but we're not close enough for me to be able to find some proper turkey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce my hands, and I'm going to start feeling without looking at it, just to see where I stand just by the touch. And this has there's a good mix. A little bit too soft, so clearly I need to add a little bit more breadcrumb. So you don't want something too easy to mix, of course. It's got to be a bit sticky, but not too sticky. You see, this is exactly what I wanted. In case if your mixture is a little bit dry, you can always add as a tip at the last minute, some cold water or a little bit of olive oil. So you get that lovely moisture coming out of, now you can see clearly this is just perfect. Now just by mixing, very similar to making pasta or making bread dough. Look, see, everything is coming off from the container. Nothing left inside my glass container. So basically everything has been naturally assembled together, nice and easy. So next, what we do, we let it rest. Make some cylinder shapes, roll it up in cling film or cellofoil, aluminum foil, and press it when you're rolling your cellofoil. So one little tip, if you are doing this recipe, which works very well, you can see, look, it's just perfect. Near Christmas, that's fine. As I said, you can roll it up into the aluminum foil. Because you are rolling this into some aluminum foil, And any foil will be very similar to anything with glass or metal. Is a way to conduct or passing on the coldness of the fridge. So instead of using plastic, the cellophane will keep naturally your stuffing even colder, or at least at 4 degrees. Doesn't matter how many times you open the fridge doors, you always have the element of keeping your mixture nice and chilled. So you can do it probably, say, 2 weeks before Christmas if you have to. Now, opposite as if you were using a cling film. That's what I meant. What I suggest, you can also roll them up. Again, cellophane, aluminum foil, pardon. And you can actually freeze them only if the mince has not been frozen before. So there's nothing wrong with that. You can pre-organize yourself. On a day, you can actually poach them, on a day or the day before, and there you are, a lovely mince. So this can be served like a sausage roll, or that can be served inside stuff into turkey. And they smell lovely. I don't like when there is too much sage, by the way, and I think it's purely because the sage at that time where it's been introduced could be introduced too dry. So having your herbs dry, or sadly too dry, even so they don't look like they've been dried enough, give that excess of flavors, which is, I don't know, it's not for me. So we've got a bit of sweetness. There's an element of seasoning, black pepper. We got some onions, very vibrant onions. We got the apricots and this minced mince together. So this is a beautiful, fantastic stuffing for Christmas. Until then, bon appétit. I hope you enjoy the recipe. Don't forget, if you go on Mycardirect website, you will follow up all my lovely recipes. Joyeux Noël.